Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining me again. Made a few changes again. Living and learning as I'm going. Last video, as you will have seen, moved the camera and forgot to focus. So we fixed that. I now do have my microphone plugged in, and audio recorder is actually recording from the correct source. So hopefully there's less background noise, traffic and rain and everything else that's going on. And I've moved the overhead cam so that it is virtually impossible for my head to get in, but you guys can see what is happening from the top here. So, what is today's video about? And it is about this baby, which is a BBC Micro 32K Model B. It's a British machine, designed and manufactured, and if you're wondering if the BBC in the name of the computer is at all linked to our television provider, the British Broadcasting Corporation, they are entirely linked. You can, of course, go and read on Wikipedia all about it, but I'll give a brief summary. BBC pretty much wanted to educate people about computers and children, schools, etc., and they wanted to have a show on the air, but they needed a computer for the show, and they needed a computer that people could go and purchase so that they could pretty much, I gather, follow along with the show. And, so it was the same keyboard, same screen layout. I think it was more, aimed at kids. So they put the tender out, and it went to a company called Acorn, they had made one PC before, which I can't remember the name of at the moment. But anyway, they won the tender. And they started, there's a Model A, which just lacks some of the niceties of this. There's a Model B, which is this one, with 32K of RAM. Then there's a Model B Plus, 64K RAM. I think there's one other model, and then there's the BBC Master. I've only got the one, and I've just got it. I've been wanting one of these for ages. One of my friends had one of these when I was young, very young, and we had hours and hours of fun on it, and I'm super excited to have one in my collection now. So this arrived a few days ago, purchased off eBay. I've got the listing here. And what we're going to do is go through the listing and compare it to reality. And it's interesting. Okay, so let's jump straight in. So it's advertised as working. It's advertised as having the caps, the capacitors in the power supply replaced, which is great because they are generally the only components in this machine to give hassles and to fail. So that's good, and it's got the SD card reader attached to the user port, which I'll get into a bit later, just for so that there's a massive kind of like software or games library. So the way that this machine works is it's got 4, I believe, ROM banks, which take ROMs which at the time were readily available. You can still get them secondhand. I'm not sure about new. They, some of them are UV erasable. So what the first ROM, I'm not sure on the exact order, but the primary one is the boot ROM. Pretty much contains the operating system. That's standard. Second one has got basic on, which is also pretty standard, and then you've got 2 empty ones where you can put on what they call language ROMs, but is actually, and in my understanding, doesn't have anything to do with language necessarily. You can put software on one of those, like a word processor or a spreadsheet program, what have you. And the idea being it is much faster to load from a ROM chip than it is from an external tape drive or a disk drive. So I gather if you were using this machine every day for work or what have you, or in schools even, where you can put a whole range of programming languages onto these ROM chips. It's actually quite impressive what programming languages are available. So for schools, rather than the kids wasting 15 minutes fiddling with tapes or discs and things that can break, or kids, stick it on a ROM chip and it's instantly available. Okay, so let's start right at the beginning. I do have it plugged in. I'm just going to quickly take this out. Okay, so first things first. Advertised as boxed. I'm going to paraphrase slightly because I don't want to be reading off the exact listing. Styrofoam was classed as old, used, but in good condition. So what I would take from that is that it would have, old styrofoam, a few dents and scratches, so not perfect, but wait, let me just be careful where I go with these because I need them. So that is 1/2, and bad seller, that is the other half. Can you believe it? Who describes that as aged and in good condition? Now, when I opened it, my immediate thought was, okay, that's postage. That piece I'm going to find in the packaging somewhere or in the outer box. It's not there. So, absolute fail on the seller's side. That is, wasn't so pleased when I saw that. Okay, so that's the insides. Okay, what was next? Outer box was described as being tatty and well used, which is fine. That I find acceptable. It is quite hard to find them in original boxes. Now I've got to get this the right way around so that the camera can see it. So it's got the Acorn Computers sticker on. Okay, and now the big test. It's advertised as having a matching, that the computer serial number matches the box. So this ends in 8092. 8092, you can see it there. So put that aside. I can safely tip this. And okay, let's get that up. Oh, wrong way around. That is the right way for you guys. And is that the right way? Is that the right way for me? That's the right way. Let me get back into view here. That is definitely not ending in 8092. Okay, so it's not looking good on the packaging side. Box doesn't match the machine. Generally at this point I would box it back up and send it back, initiate return. But let's carry on. Let's carry on and see. Let's see what other horrors await us. Okay, it is plugged in, so power. Good. Getting the right sounds, and caps lock light is on as expected. Okay. Video. Okay. This has got a black and white I've temporarily misplaced an adapter, which is what I'm looking for. It's got a black and white composite out, which can be modded for color, though it does have RGB out. But I just don't have the cable. It's in the post. And of course it's got RF or UHF. I just universally call them RF outs. Some models have a RCA jack on the back for the composite, but this particular one's got BNC. So what I'm just going to do is stick an adapter on, BNC to RCA. We put a cable in. It's a bog standard video cable. Goodness knows where it came from. So that I take to my video in, and if we power up, okay, and I just change the source. Just bear with me while I find the correct source. Did I switch you back off? Yes, that doesn't help. Okay. Well, anyway, so it's on AV. So if I switch on now, okay, so you can see something's coming up, but there's something wrong. This is different to when I tested it just now. It's like every time I switch it on, it's doing something different. Okay, so there it's a bit more stable. If I play with the fitting, but it jumps around, and I don't know what is going on here. The funny thing is that the BBC themselves used this in their broadcasting process, what have you. And I've got a little broadcasting screen which supports absolutely every mode under the sun, and it refuses to even pick up this garbled signal from here. So I'd love to know, there's obviously either something wrong, which I suspect, because all other British-made machines that have a composite out. It's just standard, or there is a gap in my knowledge, and this is totally to be expected. But I see it as a problem at the moment. So yeah, composite out, dead, fail, not tested as far as I'm concerned. It's not a brilliant cable, so okay, just for completeness, let's try a super high quality, a slightly nicer cable. I'm gonna have to move you slightly, and what do we have? Picture is gone. There's coming back. It's popping all over the place. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there are odd pixels which seem to be in a row here, flashing, just like in odd locations. Is it random? Yeah, it seems totally random. Okay, so why can I not get... Oh, there's a perfect composite signal. Oh, you know, I've been playing with this for hours and I haven't been able to get a composite signal out. And there I go and manage it. But it's only by holding the... I'm cheating. How am I doing it? I'm holding the... That is very, very interesting. So I'm holding the center pin of the cable against what I would normally say. So that is what I would think holds the signal. I'm holding that against the sheath. Let me take the adapter off. So, okay. So, what does that mean? It just means that the wires are the wrong way round. That's very interesting. Okay, so I can fix that. Okay. It does make me wonder though. We'll see when we open it up just now if there's something wrong inside, or if that is just the way that these machines are. That they are ground on the pin and the signal on the sheath. Very, very bizarre. Very, very bizarre. Yeah, okay. Now, unfortunately, I can't hold that there. So we'll leave the composite. So I'm not going to blame the seller yet for this one, because there's probably something lacking in my knowledge. Okay, that was pure luck. I've been playing around for hours on that. I haven't found that. Okay, but to get it up and running so we can play with it, let's use RF, because that's the only thing that is stable. Tunes to standard UK channel 36 on around about 588 megahertz, which I have pre-tuned, because most of the UK machines were made to work on that channel / frequency. Okay, so this is looking good. Okay, if this didn't have the SD card attached to the user port, then it would have the bog standard boot ROM, and over here it would say model B DFS. The mere fact that it says model B MMFS shows me that it doesn't have the standard boot ROM in, and I know it's got the boot ROM, which has got the appropriate code, what have you, to allow you to use that little SD card reader on the user port. You get a whole host of adapters. Some of them you plug in right into the port and the SD card goes right in there. This particular one, if we tip it around very quickly, it's going to be a bit hard to show here, but you can see here, this clip looks broken. Nope, no, that's fine. Yeah, so on the user port, you can see it's plugged in, and the seller has rerouted the cable to the inside, and the little board with all the circuitry and the SD card, are a micro SD card, I assume, are on the inside. But when we open it up, we'll see. Okay, so things are looking good apart from the packaging. Composites is questionable whether that's my fault, my knowledge, or fault of the machine. What else generally is wrong with these? This vinyl covering over here is often, there's a section here which you push out, and that gives you access somewhat to the ROM chip area. So often when you buy these, that has been pushed out. And I've had a good look here. It's been sold as this vinyl covering as being in as new condition, and it is as new. I won't disagree, but it's can you see? Let's bring that up to the camera. Yeah. So what is happening there? What is happening there? I suspect that these you can buy new ones, and looking at the gaps down the side here between this vinyl covering, and well, basically there are gaps, so it hasn't been stuck down, in my opinion, straight, and that's why this bulging is occurring. So even though it's new, I can't fault the seller for that. It doesn't look nice. I better not play so much with it. It's probably gonna fall out if I carry on. Yeah. So yeah, The joys of eBay. Going to be my motto, the joys of eBay. When will I ever learn? The other thing with this is that this clear plastic section here, I'm not entirely sure how it works, and I don't want to waste your guys' time trying to figure out how. But you get paper inserts which go underneath. I gather for the function keys as kind of like a quick reference guide. So if you had a particular word processor on one of the ROMs, then when you bought the original ROM, you would most likely get that insert, and F0 would be insert, F1 would be, I don't know, delete line, etc., etc. So you'd have your quick reference here. You got blank ones where you could write your own notes on. But for some other reason, these are generally very, very scratched and in shocking condition. And this one is slightly scratched from cleaning, but nothing to moan about. There's a bit of dirt underneath, but that's a nice plus. Yeah, that's a good. Really, I'm pleased about that. Case slight yellowing to the case and slight discoloration to the keys. I do not see discoloration to the keys as for yellowing to the case. I'll let you guys decide for yourself, at what point do you draw the line. There's a multitude of shades of yellowing here. It's pretty weird. It doesn't look like a screen sat on here permanently. Looks like it may be, it's because it's very yellow here, so maybe that portion stuck out and this was under a monitor stand or something. Yeah. Okay, I'll let the seller have that one. Okay. So while we're here, let us test some software. So I'm going to turn this around for now, so that I type a bit quicker. So if we do asterisk, is it ROM? Asterisk ROMs. There we go. It shows we've got 3 ROMs in. Model B, the MM, don't actually know what that stands for, but MM file system. We've got a basic and we've got WordWise Plus. And you'll notice here in brackets, it's got S for the boot ROM, L for basic, and SL for WordWise Plus. I'm not sure exactly what the letters stand for, but if we use the catalog command, then everything that comes up has got an L. So I assume that we are on the basic ROM at the moment, and yeah, there's the file I'm looking for. Exclamation mark boot. Okay, so this I didn't know, because the last time I touched one of these I was a little kid, and even then I think my friend probably loaded the games and that. So I've read the manuals and this is not mentioned. So I don't know how you're supposed to know this, but anyway, if you hold down shift and push brake, it's gone to the user port SD card. Okay, so shift and brake looks for the first ROM chip that's got that exclamation boot file on, and then executes whatever commands are in there. And what's in there currently, yeah, pretty much loads up the contents of the SD card. So yeah, let's have a quick squiz. I'm going to go straight to S. I'm looking for Striker's Run, which was one of my favorites, and you should be here any time now. Striker's Run, Striker's Run, Strike Force. Oh, Striker's Run, enter. Okay, looking good. Please choose standard version or enhanced version. Okay. Now, the Model B comes with 32K of RAM, upgradable to 128K, and from doing a bit of research, I understand that different video modes use varying amounts of RAM. So it's got like very simplified graphics modes labeled as like teletext modes, which use very little RAM. And I assume that is for when these were used actually in broadcasting. Okay, the reason I mention that is because if I choose 2 here, enhanced version, yeah, that's pretty much what I expected. It does not work. Okay, so I don't know if I can break out. Oh good, so I can break out. So if we go back to shift brake, okay, okay, oh, sorry for wasting your time. That's a long way of showing that what I believe there are not enough resources to run the enhanced version. But please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know what else it could be. All I do know is, and I'll show you now, so I'm going to run a standard version, 1. There we go. Stock game 1. Okay. Now, do I remember the keys? What were the keys? Run. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to run here quickly. I just want to get away from the buildings and then I'll explain. Get out into the open. Okay. Now, the one thing that I remember for sure as a kid was that the foreground moved faster than the background to give you that old-fashioned, kind of graphics trick to give you a sense of depth. But if you'll see here in the standard version, my sprite, or I don't want to call it a sprite because I don't know, my character, the ground and the mountains are all moving at the same speed. So for whatever reason that I can't run the enhanced version, my friend's BBC could. Yeah. So this is endless fun. I don't know the keys. Oh, there's jump. Yeah. Die, die, die. No, it's not space. It's not space. Why? Oh, I got him. I'm as surprised as you are. All I remember is the characters and the mines and everything are in fixed positions, so you can kind of learn where they are. What was fire again? I got him again. Again, I'm surprised. Okay, so that's running. That I'm happy with. We'll let that helicopter nuke me. What is interesting and is that the sound is coming from the machine itself, and not on the RF signal. But that kind of makes sense, because if you use the RGB out, is there an audio out? There's no audio out here, so audio would have to be generated by the machine itself. Makes sense. Okay, so it runs, don't have any problems. Okay, let's have a squiz under the bonnet and have a look what's happening. So, get you out of the way, switch you off. How are we going? 39 minutes. Okay, try and keep this one fairly as short as I can. Probably better unplug. Be a good idea. That is too big, so just bear with me while I sort a screwdriver out here. Phillips. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look-see at what Mr. eBay has done on the inside. Want to see how easy it is to get into that power supply and check that he has actually recapped as he said he has. Is it that one? I think it's... Oh, that's very interesting. So this serial number, maybe for protection, somebody has stuck something over, some sort of adhesive tape. It doesn't look like normal sticky tape. These are all the same. Let me not get them mixed up. They look all the same, and I'm hoping it's just the 4. It feels like it's coming loose. I did watch a guy do this last night, so I am hoping it's just the 4. And where were the hinges? Yep, we're in. We are in. 1 5 1 5. So let's just have a look. So what is actually... Okay, so under this, what I know is supposed to be ROM access is actually nothing. So I guess that you had to, if you had one of these, you would probably have to put your own IC socket in there for ROMs. Okay, so let me have a look at this. And that's an easy fix. I'll just swap the wires and they'll sort that out. So that's easy to fix. I won't do that now because I'm nowhere near my workbench. Now, where are the actual ROMs? There they are. Okay, so, okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. So there is the, let me bring it up slightly. Yeah, there's the SD card reader interface. And yeah, there's the ribbon cable going around to the user port. Okay, so what I find interesting is that people say it's only the capacitors and the power supply that generally give problems, but this main board is not overly loaded, but it's got a few electrolytics on. So not impossible that those leak. Okay, I'm already seeing that I've it's slightly different to what I thought. Okay, do I have appropriate tools for that? Do I have appropriate tools? I need too small. Are you bigger? Too small. Okay. I need a set of nut drivers. Let's just have a quick look in this slot. Get that out of the way. This doesn't have nut drivers. Now, of course, I do have the right tools, but to find them quickly is the question. Yeah, I'm going to just make a plan and cheat slightly. My pliers just happen to be here from the last video, so I wouldn't normally do this, but I think if I'm careful, it's fine. Yeah, there we go. So just get them loose. Okay, so there's a nut, and is there a washer? Yep. Which is going to take all day to come off. Okay. Ah, yeah, you see, this is where the interesting things you start seeing. Because the seller deals, I think, probably maybe exclusively in these BBC micros. So I see that one goes all the way through. Okay, that washer came off, so let me put you there. Before you disappear into oblivion, let's get you out of there. There we go. So there's the other nut, which, yeah, they match. They match good enough. Well enough. Okay, so now there's one screw that's fallen out from the back. So there's your washer. Is there a screw here? Yes, there is. Okay. So that's keeping the keyboard assembly in. Let's hope this just slides off. Very stiff. Nope, there it comes. Oh, come on. So just a single layer of pins, and this is probably just double-sided taped on. So the best I can do is just lift this and tip it over. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so there we can clearly see that ribbon cable going out to the exterior. Okay, so here we've got our ROMs. So one's labeled MMFS 1.44, which is fine. And then there are 5 banks. I was kind of expecting 4, but there's also one up slightly lower. So I'm wondering if it's 4 ROM and 2 RAM, maybe. Is there any similarity between those chips? Nope, different manufacturers, different codes. Okay. None of them I've got user stickers on, apart from this one, which just says plus MM. So that might be a supplementary ROM needed together with the boot ROM for the SD card. Maybe. But that's guesswork. All guesswork, yeah. Okay. Let me put the keyboard back. I won't reassemble on camera. I'm really trying to keep my video shorter and not bore people to absolute tears. Okay, let's have a look at board in general. It's clean. Let's see. I'd have to take it out to look at the reverse, to see if any work's been done. Ooh, okay. What is going on here? Oh, no, it's just... Is it dirt? Nah, it's just a few Mostec chips. Some are MK4516N-11s. Some just look slightly different to the others, as if they've maybe been replaced, but I wouldn't know unless I took the whole motherboard out, and I don't want to do that. But I would like to take the power supply out and check the claim that the caps have been replaced. So how can we do that? Okay, so speaker comes here, labeled super usefully PL15, and okay, red is to the right, so that rhymes. Red is to the right. Okay, so let's get you out. Whoops, this is not brilliant. I don't want to be resting you on the screws. Okay, now got to get this tipped to round again. Okay, I'm going to quickly whip these out. And oh, they're very loose, very loose. Even the case screws were very loose. So when I reassemble machines after I worked on them, I leave the screws as loose as possible, just for fear of cracking cases, especially when they're so old. Okay, come on, work with me here. You do have a ratchet in, so ratchet. Whoops. That's going to get picked up by YouTube, and they're going to say, oh, you swearing. So I won't say that again. Okay. Why on earth are you the other way around? Or did I? Oh, there we go. Okay. The mechanism had slipped. Okay, so are you coming out? Are you turning? Okay, maybe I better pay attention to what I'm doing here. There we go. Okay, that's 3 out. Okay. Haven't broken anything. This does concern me, the construction. And why does that space bar look like it's gone? Oh no, not the space again. No. If you've just watched my Amstrad video, oh no, I've got spacebar nightmares. Oh, okay. Scared, very scared. Okay, now this plugs in absolutely all over the place, and whoa, okay. Okay, let's see if I can get in without having to... Oh, it's an open unit. It's an open unit. So, let's have a look. Okay. So there are a lot of caps here. So you would have replaced the switching one. Now to tell if he's actually done that, I would have to take the board out. It certainly looks new. And which other ones would be replaced? How many screws are there? 1, 2, 3. Let's see if I can quickly whip this out. Okay. Obviously at this stage there's no chance of being able to moan and send it back if I do find problems, because I think the unspoken rule is if you buy something on eBay, don't open it. Okay, there's a washer down there, so I need to grab you out. So my handy dandy do-it-yourself dentistry tools. Just get that washer out. Yeah, please come out nicely. Let's get you back on the screw. Okay, and one more. Am I blocking the view as per usual? Kind of. Okay, and let's get you out and your washer. Can you come out as one? Nope, you are not playing ball, so it's just up. Okay, so, okay. Well, now it has to come out because the washer has fallen out the bottom after a brief holiday, and now it is... Oh, come on. Come on. Got you. Okay. Is this going to now lift out nicely? Let me just double check I'm not plugged in and switched on. Are you going to lift out nicely in any manner? What is holding it there? That's some sort of earthing wire. Okay, does it slide out? Sure. Okay, let's see what's going on with these. Okay. Nothing is like modern electronics. All the connectors are kind of like individual wires getting plugged in with the connector. So yeah, at this stage I'm not I'm not comfortable taking it apart more, unless I absolutely had to, unless there was a problem. But I can see one of the caps is definitely new. Yeah, so I'll take his word for that. So I think that's it. I think that is it. We've given it a run through, checked that it's got everything it's supposed to have. It's got a few extras, a few things I need to go and read about, work out the memory and the ROMs exactly. Have a look at the schematics, maybe just see what's what. I know that the order of the ROM chips makes a difference in what it loads first. So that might explain why there's an empty one and then 3 populated. Yeah, so a bit of learning on my side as well. Okay, I think that's it then. We'll call it there. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to now have the fun task of putting this all back together and hoping I haven't messed it up along the way. If you enjoyed that, maybe a thumbs up. If you thought that was just rubbish, thumbs down. And please do comment if you like these kind of videos. If I say something that's wrong and you want to correct me, please feel free to do that in the comments. I value people's opinions and their knowledge. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. Great. Have a nice day then. Cheers. Bye.